Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Daniel Ahmed Zaman and I'm from Bukit Sentosa Jamaat, Rawang, Malaysia. Today, I want to share with all of you my reflections on a book that is very close to my heart. A book that carries within it the fragrance of divine love and compassion. It speaks about peace, about the pure love for the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that lived in the heart of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasallam, about the true concept of jihad and about the real purpose of religion to bring mankind closer to its creator and to one another. Yes, you all guessed it right. The book I'm referring to is Message of Peace, written by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib alayhi salatu wasalam, the promised Messiah and Mahdi. It was the last book written by the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam on 25th May 1908, just one day before his demise. These were his final words to the world, filled with love, compassion, and a sincere desire to unite all of mankind. In this short yet timeless book, the promised Messiah والسلام, called upon both Muslims and Hindus of India to live together in peace, to respect one another's faith, and to reflect the true spirit of their religions. He also discussed the beauty and the universality of Islam, explaining that while other religions were sent for particular peoples and limited times, Islam was revealed as complete and everlasting message for the whole world. Its teachings are universal, embracing every nation, every language, and every heart that seeks God. The promised Messiah والسلام, beautifully wrote, "My countrymen, a religion which does not inculcate universal compassion is no religion at all." These words truly capture the soul of this book. Message of Peace has a broad and universal point of view. It is not confined to one nation or one faith. It reminds us that true religion is never narrow or rigid. It opens hearts, spreads mercy, and creates unity among all of God's creation. Coming to why I chose this book, I chose Message of Peace because it speaks directly to the world we live in today. It reminds us that faith is not about prayer, but about building bridges of understanding and kindness, even when with those who oppose us. The promised Messiah والسلام, words teach that love, compassion, and justice are the true foundations of peace. For me, this book is a guiding light, showing that even in times of conflict, we can still respond with patience, dignity, and hope. Through Message of Peace, the promised Messiah والسلام, spoke not only as a reformer but as a devoted lover of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, whose life was the perfect example of patience, forgiveness, and mercy. Even after more than 100 years, his words feel as live as ever, perhaps even more needed today. Because when we look around the world now, we see the same pain and chaos that he spoke about. Nations at war, innocent lives lost, and humanity divided by pride and prejudice. Whether we talk about Palestine, Gaza, Ukraine, or any other part of the world, the cries for the peace are the same. The world is desperate for healing. And this book reminds us that the cure lies in turning back to God and reviving love, compassion, and justice among mankind. As an Ahmadi Muslim, I already know that Message of Peace is not an ordinary book. It is a divinely inspired message from the promised Messiah and Mahdi, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib alayhi salatu wasalam. This book reflects the same compassion and mercy that the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought to the world. Even though Message of Peace was written in 1908, its words are timeless. The promised Messiah والسلام, was addressing not only the people of India at that time, but all generations, including us today, who face division, injustice, and a loss of compassion in our daily lives. He teaches that the foundation of peace is mutual sympathy and selfless service. He calls on mankind to purify their hearts from pride, hatred, and jealousy, and to show love to one another purely for the sake of Allah. These teachings fit perfectly into our own struggles at work, in our studies, and within our families, where misunderstandings, pressure, or ego often disturb harmony. When life becomes stressful or people treat us unfairly, this book reminds us that peace is not achieved through power or revenge, but through forgiveness, patience, and prayer. These are the qualities that truly reflect the light of Islam. The promised Messiah والسلام, shows that real jihad is not fighting others, but fighting one's own anger and selfishness. And in his own beautiful, heartfelt words, he pleads with us, my dear countrymen, there is nothing better than the fact that all kinds of hatred and malice be eradicated from amongst you, and mutual love and sincerity be generated. It is the cool water of mutual love which you so direly need to extinguish this burning fire and to save you from dying of thirst. What makes Message of Peace truly worth reading is that it carries this living message from a prophet of Allah, a message that guides us not only to believe but to live with peace, dignity, and compassion. This book is simple yet powerful. Every line calls the reader toward moral beauty, to truthfulness, humility, and fairness. The promised Messiah والسلام, doesn't merely explain peace, he shows us how to practice it through small, sincere acts that bring hearts together. Ultimately, reading Message of Peace is an invitation to transform. It strengthens the faith and provides the divine guidance we need to become beacons of peace in a world that desperately needs its light. I could talk about this book for hours truly. Every single page is filled with such profound wisdom and love. It moves me deeply. But since our time is short, I want to share just one passage from Message of Peace, a passage that all by itself holds lesson that can truly change our hearts. One of the most powerful lessons from this book is how the promised Messiah والسلام, defended the honor and dignity of the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad wasallam with a love that was unmatched, a courage that was unshakable, and a wisdom that leaves you in awe. Opponents of the promised Messiah والسلام, and Jamaat often raise baseless allegations. May Allah protect us from such falsehoods, claiming that God forbid he disrespected the Holy Prophet ﷺ or his status as Khatamun Nabiyyin, the seal of prophets. But what they fail to see, or perhaps refuse to see, is that even in his last book, Message of Peace, the promised Messiah ﷺ showed such deep love and respect for the Holy Prophet ﷺ that it moves every believing heart. He wrote, with the honor of the Holy Prophet ﷺ burning within his soul, challenging those who insulted him with the truth and justice. The promised Messiah ﷺ declared, if Hindus and those belonging to the Arya faith were prepared to make a complete truce whereby they accept our Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, to be a true prophet of God, and in future agree to refrain from contempt and slander, then I am ready to be the first one to sign the following treaty. We, the members of Ahmadiyya Jamaat, will testify to the truth of origin of the Vedas and will speak of the Vedas and their wishes with respect and love. And if we do not honor our part of the contract, we will be liable to pay a fine of not less than 300,000 rupees to the Hindu community. If the Hindus genuinely desire to effect a compromise with us, then they should also write it as a declaration and sign it, its subject matter being as follows. We believe in the divine message and prophethood of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and deem him to be a true prophet and messenger. From now on, we will remember him with reverence and respect as befits a believer. If this is not adhered to, a large fine of not less than 300,000 rupees will be paid to the leader of Ahmadiyya Jamaat. He then lovingly reminded his followers of their unity, saying, it should be remembered that at present the Ahmadiyya Jamaat numbers not less than 400,000. Hence, the collection of 300,000 rupees should not be considered too great a task for such an important cause. Now think about that, 300,000 rupees in 1908, nearly 15 million ringgit today, yet he offered it freely, showing that no sacrifice was too great for the honor of the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This proposal shows us the heart of the Prophet Messiah. He didn't respond to hatred with hatred, but with justice, dignity, and love. It was never about money, it was about principle, teaching everyone that true peace can only be built when all faiths and prophets are honored equally. This is the beautiful, compassionate spirit of Islam that promised Messiah ﷺ came to revive, a faith that defends truth with patience and spreads peace through love and fairness. After reading Message of Peace, one thing settled deeply into my heart. The promised Messiah ﷺ had extraordinary respect for every faith, every saint, and every righteous teacher, and that changed something inside me. Living here in Malaysia among Hindus, Christians, Tamils, Sikhs, his words taught me that true Islam is not just about prayers and beliefs. It is about honoring the humanity and sacred values of others. The promised Messiah ﷺ writes that earlier prophets were confined to the reformation of their own respective nation, and that even Jesus ﷺ clearly said he was sent only for the sheep of the house of Israel. Then he mentions the incident where a non-Israelite woman came to Jesus ﷺ seeking guidance. She begged with humility, even compared herself to a dog, hoping to awaken compassion. But Jesus ﷺ could not accept her plea because his mission was exclusively for the Israelites. And then the promised Messiah ﷺ contrasts that with our beloved Master, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never once said he was sent only for the Arabs. He was sent for all of mankind. And that to me is one of the greatest blessings of Islam. Its universality, its openness, its mercy. Another thing that completely changed my thinking was the way the promised Messiah ﷺ honored Hindu scriptures and their saints. He writes, "We believe the Vedas to be divine in origin, and we consider their saints to be venerable and holy." He explains that although many later interpretations became corrupted over time, the original Vedas were a true heavenly revelation. That level of respect, that level of fairness, it made me rethink how I speak, how I behave, and how I can carry myself in a diverse society. I started becoming more careful with my tone, more respectful in conversations, and more aware of how my words reflect Islam. And then I reached a section on Baba Guru Nanak Sahib, and that completely touched my heart. The promised Messiah ﷺ writes that Guru Nanak's saintliness has become a byword in this country. He calls him a holy and a pious man, whom God made drink out of his goblet of love. He explains how Guru Nanak Sahib received divine revelation, testified to the truth of Islam, performed Hajj, and spread peace, trying to unite Hindus and Muslims. But as the promised Messiah ﷺ writes, with such pain, the imprudent did not gain any benefit from its light. When I read this, something changed in me. I realized that if the promised Messiah ﷺ, a prophet and reformer, could honor Baba Nanak Sahib, respect the Vedas, and speak so kindly about other faiths, then who am I to ever speak harshly or react with anger or look down on anyone? This is the Ahmadi spirit of self-improvement, to purify the heart, to remove ego, to treat people with dignity, to become a source of peace. And that became the biggest change in my routine. I started trying to see people the way Allah wants us to see them, with compassion, humility, and fairness. Because this is the real jihad the promised Messiah taught, the jihad of the self, the struggle to kill arrogance, to control anger, to serve mankind with love. And this for me is what Message of Peace truly awakened in my life. As I close the final page of this beautiful journey through Message of Peace, my heart feels full. This book didn't just give me information or knowledge, it truly, deeply changed my heart. And in that change, I realized something so profound. True peace doesn't begin with the governments or treaties, it begins inside us, in our words, our thoughts, and in how we treat people who are different from us. This book showed me the living character of the promised Messiah, والسلام, a man who didn't just tolerate other faiths but honored them, who respected their prophets, their scriptures, their saints, who carried the light of justice even towards who opposed him. And honestly, after reading Message of Peace, my love for our Jamaat and the promised Messiah والسلام, has deepened into something unshakable. And seeing that example, I had to look inward. A question rose in my soul. Am I living with that same fairness, that same humility, that same respect? Living here in Malaysia, surrounded by Hindus, Christians, Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, this lesson became a daily reality for me. This book taught me to walk more gently, speak more kindly, and see every person with dignity. That is the true benefit of this book. It doesn't only teach peace, it makes you become peace. And when we look at our wounded world, this message hits even harder. When we see Palestine, Gaza, Sudan, Ukraine, nations in pain, innocent children suffering, we realize this book is not a relic of past. It is a cure, an urgent reminder that without compassion, justice, and respect for one another, peace will always remain distant. One of the strongest thoughts I had after finishing this was, if promised Messiah والسلام, could show such profound respect and patience to every community, then what excuse do I have? What excuse do any of us have? And that is why I truly encourage every Khatim, every brother, every seeker of the truth to read this book. It softens your heart, it reshapes your character, it brings you closer to the true Ahmadi spirit of self improvement and service. And so, with a heart full of hope, I want to leave you with a question I now ask myself every morning. If the peace I seek in the world begins with me, then what grudge can I let go of today? What bridge can I build? What small act of kindness can I offer to truly become a messenger of peace? Jazakallah.